It felt like dropping into a hush zone tucked under the skyscrapers while the main avenue exploded with noise. The second I was in, the outside chaos faded and everything inside slid into a calm, predictable groove. I ran a quiet tactic most traders don't even notice. Want to learn how I did it? I'll walk you through every move, step by step. When I first jumped into crypto, I had zero clue. No playbook, just chasing whatever made the most noise. I spent my time chasing hype, tossing money at every shiny new drop. For a little while, it felt like I'd found a shortcut. The balance kept climbing day after day. Then out of nowhere, the market folded and those gains evaporated overnight. That hit me hard and forced the truth. I had no repeatable system. I almost ignored a stupidly simple routine I later learned, but running it like daily drills rewired how I trade. Discipline over emotion, mute the chatter, stick to the routine. That single change flipped everything, and I started pulling 5 times gains on the regular. I'll walk you through the whole method, step by step. But before I dive into the full process, there's one thing I need to highlight. And it's the same point where most first-timers get tripped up. I still remember my first run with Pump Fun. Right off the bat, I felt like I knew what I was doing. The interface looked slick, polished, and super easy to use, almost like it was built to give me confidence. That smooth design pulled me in quick. But the deeper I clicked around, the more little hiccups popped up. And if you're not ready for them, they'll knock you off balance fast. So let's cover those right now to make the rest of this flow a lot easier. Open up Photon, switch the filter to Pump Fun, and the feed instantly goes wild with non-stop new tokens. It's like standing next to train tracks with engines flying by one after another. You can barely take in one before the next rush is past. Everything updates in real time, so even blinking can cost you an entry. The speed is relentless, and the only way to handle it is by staying sharp and moving quick, because slowing down usually means you're too late. Now flip the filter over to Raydium CPMM and you'll notice it instantly. The pace smooths out and the feed is easier to manage. Instead of wild token drops hitting back to back, the list here feels like it's running on a more stable rhythm. Liquidity sits strong, the volume rolls in with patterns you can follow, and the market caps stay in check. This is where the experienced traders usually camp out. Stick around, because I'll show you how to figure out which plays in this zone deserve your time. Back when I first considered launching my own token, I thought it would be like trying to crack open some high-security vault that only hardcore developers had access to. I pictured myself buried in smart contract code, stuck in tutorial rabbit holes, and running test after test that ended in failure. In my head, it was either spend months learning the hard way or drop big money on a dev. Then I stumbled on MoonTool, and everything flipped. No coding stress, no endless scripts. Just enter your details, tweak a couple options, and boom, your token is live. If you've ever made an online profile, you're more than capable. I've put out several tokens now, and something that felt impossible turned out way simpler than I expected. Step 1 in giving your token some life is the logo. Think of it like a first impression. It's the face of your project, and most people judge fast. If it looks sharp and professional, you instantly stand out. For making logos, I usually hop on Canva. It's beginner-friendly, but still packed with tools to build something solid. You can theme your token after literally anything: memes, trends, or random ideas. For mine, I'm rolling with Jeff the Landshark. He's funny, he's cute, and honestly he deserves his own coin. After uploading, trim the image down so the final size reads 128 by 128 pixels. Watch for any stretching, blurriness, or awkward alignment. Fix those until it looks sharp and centered. These small adjustments might feel minor, but they give your token a professional finish. Once everything checks out, save the design and keep moving forward. Kick things off by opening MoonTool and connecting it to your Phantom wallet. The sync happens instantly with no hiccups. On the setup page, type in Jeff Coin for the name and Jeff for the symbol. You can skip the description unless you already have one ready. Next, upload your Canva-made logo, make sure it looks sharp and centered, then tap Next to continue. Skip worrying about decimals or total supply numbers. MoonTool sorts those details in the background. It manages the technical side so you don't have to. Once that setup runs through, just hit Next and keep moving forward. When you hit the verification step, a little prompt might pop up asking for 0.1 Solana. It might look like you're about to get charged, but it's just the system running a quick test. Nothing actually leaves your wallet. I usually just cancel it so my balance doesn't move at all. After that, click Next and keep going. If you've built up a following on social media or have a community already, this is a good spot to share those links. It makes it easy for your crowd to connect directly with your token. That said, it's totally optional. Raydium runs fine without it. If you don't feel like adding anything now, just hit skip and move along. Think of the 0.3 Solana as the lock on your token. It permanently shuts down the freeze, mint, and update controls so nothing can be altered later. This step guarantees the project stays transparent and trustworthy. Once that's handled, hit Launch My Token Now to finish the process. Pause for a second, because this step really matters. Your wallet will bring up an approval window, and all you need to do is hit Confirm. The notifications that follow are routine security prompts, nothing unusual. After you click through, your token launches right away and becomes locked onto the blockchain. Alright, let's shift over to setting up Liquidity. Head into Raydium and start by creating a brand new pool. The layout is super straightforward, so you'll find yourself moving through the setup in just a few minutes without any hassle. Go into the User Token tab and paste your contract address exactly as it is. Even a single typo will block the setup. For the identifiers, set the token symbol to Jeff and the full token name to Jeff Coin so everything looks professional. Make sure to click Add User Token, because skipping that step means Raydium won't detect your token. After saving, move on to Liquidity. Out of your billion total tokens, linking about 900 million with Solana helps lock in price stability, smoother trades, and a reliable launch foundation. Next step is deciding how much Solana you'll pair with your token. I usually just press max to load nearly everything, but I always leave at least 0.2 Solana untouched for gas fees. Skipping that causes failed transactions. After that, you'll need to set the trade fee. Personally, I stick with 2% since it's affordable for users, and still keeps the pool generating steady returns. But if your strategy calls for something different, feel free to tweak it. This is the final step. Click Initialize Liquidity Pool, and you'll see Phantom pop up with an approval request. Just hit Confirm and give it a moment to process. Once it's done, your token is officially activated on Solana and ready for anyone to trade. Open Photon again and make sure the Raydium filter is turned on. That filter keeps the feed limited to fresh launches only. Scroll down the list, and once your token shows up there, that's the confirmation it went live and is ready to be traded. To keep tabs on your token, jump into DEXScreener and pull up the chart for any random coin. In the URL bar, swap out that coin's contract address for your own, then hit refresh. That'll load up all the stats linked to your launch. If you want to save time, just type your token's name into the search bar and select it from the list. When the chart loads, you'll see the price bouncing constantly. That's not just chaos. Bots are executing super fast trades, snatching small gains repeatedly. They move so quickly that most regular users barely notice. All this activity generates buzz, and usually pulls in early buyers looking to get involved. Jumping in right when a token goes live gives you an edge over most traders. Being an early holder helps stabilize the price as new buyers trickle in. Once you're set, the chart usually trends upward, letting you earn without having to trade actively. And if you want to play it safe, you can always remove your liquidity. For now, I'm just watching the numbers move. We're 29 minutes in, and liquidity is slowly starting to build up. You can see it clearly on the chart. So for now, the main job is just keeping an eye on any shifts. I'll keep you updated if something changes. Alright, 50 minutes in and liquidity's still rising at a steady pace. The chart keeps climbing and payouts have been moving around smoothly. I'll keep an eye on things and let you know if anything shifts before I pull out liquidity. So far, liquidity looks solid, and the chart has been running fairly stable. Transactions continue to land, which shows the token is being accepted smoothly. From here, the smart move is to play it safe and go step by step on removing your liquidity without issues. First thing, double check that your wallet is connected to Raydium. It has to be the same one you used to launch your token, or the balances won't match. Usually, the link happens instantly. Then head over to the Portfolio tab and switch to Liquidity. This will display all your tokens, including any liquidity positions you've added. If they don't show immediately, don't worry. Raydium sometimes takes 10 to 15 minutes to update. Once visible, click the minus icon on your pool, choose 100%, set Solana as your payout, and hit Remove Liquidity. Confirm in Phantom and leave the window open in case any prompts pop up. Once the process finishes, you'll get a notification letting you know the withdrawal succeeded. Next, open your wallet and verify that all your balances are correct. At this point, things are running smooth. Your earnings are coming in consistently, and the platform isn't acting up. Sticking to a steady routine helps keep that stability. Once trading starts ramping up, that's your cue to jump back in. You can repeat this cycle as often as you like. Applying this method consistently tends to give reliable results, and doing it on a regular basis can bring steady profits. To be clear, I have no ties to MoonTool, Photon, or Raydium. I'm only sharing what works for me so you can learn. All the key links are in the description and pinned comment.